we're going to call this meeting to order at 6:28 p.m. and Mallory's going to read the meeting statement.
All right, virtual meeting statement. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. The meeting of the Hubbardston Board of Health, will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by the members of the public and or parties with the right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at www.hubbardstonma.us. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible.
Okay. So getting into the agenda, we have the last meeting minutes from 7:28. Didn't we have 2 sets of meeting minutes?
Yeah, it says 7:28 and 8:11.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep. I just didn't forget the and sign.
All right. And has everybody on the board had a chance to review them, or does everybody need a minute to read them?
I just read them while she was reading the required announcement.
They look okay to me.
They look fine to me as well.
Yep. All right. We have a motion to, I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for 7:28 and 8:11 as written.
I second that.
All right. All in favor from the top, Kathy?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. I have a premonition that this is going to be a very quick meeting because there's only 3 of us. I'm just saying.
I like that.
All right. COVID-19 update is the next item on the agenda.
So I guess the only real update I have is that I'm sure everyone's seen by now that Governor Baker is requiring a flu shot for all secondary, elementary, or any people really, and then a second meningitis inoculation for anyone in secondary schools. I'm sure that pediatricians' offices are going to be inundated, and we've been getting a lot of kind of group emails in regards to flu shot clinics for the public. So I don't know if that's something that the board wants to start looking into, if there's even going to be supply to manage that. But that's the only real update I have. We still are at 0 cases in town.
So in the past, I believe it was CVS sponsored a flu clinic. Of course, at that time we used the senior center. We could maybe set it up with at the elementary school. So I would ask Mallory, would you contact CVS and see if they will be available to help run a clinic at the elementary school?
Yeah, so under our new, not to jump ahead on the agenda, but under new business, Walgreens called me and they booked a flu clinic for all employees October 7th from 10 to 12. So she's still supposed to get me all the documentation because that's the time slot they had open. But I can call her and CVS because I'm sure everyone is going to be swamped.
Yes, and we're looking for a time that would be like maybe 2 to 6. So that you could get people after school.
Sure.
Or 3 to, oh, wait a minute. The elementary school closes at 3. So 3 to 6.
Okay.
Or 6:30.
Okay. All right. I will start calling around and seeing what's out there.
Okay.
I know I called my daughter's pediatrician to see if we could get in, and they were up in the air still. So it's going to be interesting.
Gotcha. And what's the timing? So they have to have the shot before they go back to school. When is the
December 31st.
Oh, by December 31st.
Yeah, even if you're choosing to fully remote your students, it's mandated.
All right. All right. Anything else on COVID-19?
No, ma'am.
All right. MPN8. Is that?
MPHN.
Why do I always get that back? It's MPH.
it's not easy. So nothing new. I haven't had to hear from her, which is good. No active cases in town. Chief Perrin did advise that there was a patient that was transported over the weekend showing active symptoms. So we might get something, but I haven't had anything come through yet.
Okay. Next time is failed systems awaiting action, 10 Main Street.
We sent out that letter that you guys approved. On Monday, it was sent certified. So we're still just waiting.
Okay. Any open questions from the board on that particular item before we move on?
Nope.
Okay. Next item is pass Title 5, 19 Simmons Hill Road.
Yep. So I sent over a copy. Just nothing out of the ordinary. They're getting ready to sell. So it was a passing Title 5. That was done at the beginning of August by American Sewage and Septic. We checked their license. Their license is still active. So.
Okay.
Good.
I can review and sign off on that next week. Okay, Mallory?
Sounds good. I'll leave it out on the, so we don't file it away by accident.
Leave it in a folder for me of stuff to do.
All right. Anything else on the pass Title 5? All right. Permits and items to be voted on. The first of which is the Beaver Permit for Pinecrest.
Yeah, so Kathy signed off on that. So we got a request from the Pinecrest Association. They're having a beaver issue over kind of by one of their walking trails. It's creating a dangerous situation. The trail is becoming slippery and they're afraid someone's gonna fall. I guess they've been going out and kind of manually themselves removing sticks and making sure that the path stays clear. So it's not your typical beaver permit. They're actually installing a trap almost to deter the beavers instead of trapping to kill them.
Well, it says they want to construct a non-lethal water flow device.
Yeah. That'll help keep the beavers from being there, and also
hoping that it deters them enough to.
It allows them to clean up debris as they try and do something.
It's kind of neat. So their information is on the permit that I sent if anyone wants to go watch the video or anything like that.
I thought, is this an item we need to vote on is my question?
No, just making you guys aware.
Okay.
And then
field day, food permit?
Field day. So so far Kate has only gotten 3 field day applications for food permits. All of them have already had a food permit with us, so we didn't need to request a second copy of like their serve safe and all that good stuff. We have it all on file, so instead of bogging you guys down with a million different attachments, I just sent over the basic, like the church, Uncle Jay's cannoli, and the dog father. They all paid their $20 fee to us, so if we approve it, then I can just print out the permits, and Kathy, you can sign them. I'll put them in the folder for you.
Okay, and then we'll do the day of quick inspections again.
Yeah, and she did mention she might have 1 or 2 more filter through before the date.
Very good. And I have other things to talk about. Food inspections, is that further down on the agenda? Sorry.
Yep, it's under old business.
Okay, so we'll wait for that. Next item is open repairs or inspections and plans and review.
So open plans or inspections, plans to review, pretty much I haven't gotten any completions or anything like that. Kathy, I don't know if you've been called out to inspect any of them.
Okay. Here we go. 59 Brigham Road. They're waiting on the trusses to come in for the addition, and so then the septic will be a little bit later on. It's being held up. 87 Hale Road. Pete has not contacted me to come out for the completion form. 7 Moosehorn, it's been redone, but again, the completion visit has not been set up with Pete. 31 Geordie Lane, I'm doing tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m.
That's for the perk test, right?
Yeah, perk
Okay.
test. 106 Princeton Road. That's next week. 35 Mount Jeff. I went and took pictures 8 o'clock 7:45 last night of the bed bottom. Luke Roddy called me and I went over and took the pictures. He's moving forward to the next step. 51 Root Road. I don't know anything about that one.
That was the one that Mark Demick or Keith Demick, I can't remember which Demick, came to our meeting and asked, he presented to us back in like February. So I don't know if he must not be moving on it yet if we haven't been getting any calls. But what I can do is I can just reach out to see where he is.
So, yep. And okay, that's that.
Okay, and then perks.
So all of them, the 3 last ones, 17 North Comet Pond, 31 Geordie Lane, and Morgan Road for Laney. Those are 3 new ones, but I think Kathy, you've scheduled all of them.
Wait a minute. 106 Princeton Road. Who owns that one?
Where's my phone? I should know it off the top of my head because I've been working with him. 106. It's an addition. I know that.
Okay. Would you look into that one because I'm not familiar with that? No one's contacted me about it.
Sure.
I was mixing that up with Morgan Road Laney's.
Oh, okay.
To that one next week, not Princeton.
That's Matt Cristrata is 106 Princeton.
Right. No, I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay.
And Rich Stevens asked me if I heard anything from them, and I had
Okay.
not.
Okay. I'll follow up on them too then.
I haven't heard anything about 17 North Comet Pond either.
I think that was one of the ones that Rich Stevens was doing as well.
Okay. He probably hasn't made arrangements yet.
Yeah, it was fairly new.
He's very good about getting a hold of me.
Yes, he knows how to reach you.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're all set on the perks?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm hopping every other day, someplace.
I know. Just the Hubbardson building boom.
It really is. We have, I just got 2 or 3 new people contact me today about land they've purchased to build. So it's good news for other residents, but we're going to be busy.
Oh, I just did yesterday the perk on Lombard Road, which is not on the list.
Oh, okay. Lombard.
Ay. Add that to the list.
I will. Lombard Road.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Open complaints.
So the only one that I have from last meeting was the 18 Comet Pond. It was the neighbor complaint about washing dishes in the lake and all that good stuff, and just looking to see if anyone had a chance to go out.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So this is actually a neighbor dispute that's been going between the 2 of them. So Mass DEP and a lot of other people are involved at this point. So I don't know what we would find if we went out, but Mass DEP has issued letters to or wordings to both 18 and 20 at this time in regards to debris in the water and runoffs and all that good stuff. So conservation is very heavily involved as well. So I'm almost thinking that any residue from being put in the water might fall under Concom.
Okay.
I want to also still apologize for bowing out of that inspection, but
That's okay.
I can't do that yet.
We don't want you to hurt yourself.
Yep.
That is for sure.
I'm doing good right now. I don't want to fall down.
No, I totally understand that.
So right now we're going to table it and just monitor and see if the board needs to be involved.
I think so. That would be the
DEP,
best course action.
Contact the DEP.
Okay.
To ask them that we had a complaint and that we received, and we would like them to please keep us in the loop as to what action they are doing.
I can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Then, like you said, Kate, we'll table it and monitor it.
Very good. All right, anything else on that? All right, moving on to new business, the flu clinic for 10/7/2020.
Yep, so that's going to be for employees. I know the senior center is planning on booking one of their own, and I will reach out for one for the town.
Awesome.
Residents.
All right, old business, food inspections. All right, to that end, I have an update on a few of them. I reached out to Tina Dixon. I have not heard back. I left a voicemail for that particular permit. Of course, it just went away off my screen. On the list, the last list I have is from a while ago. Hub Market is done. One Stop Shop is done. And I reached out to a couple of the other individual residential kitchens. And Bittersweet Lemonade. That one is a residential kitchen. So she's no longer operating out of her home for any of the pieces. She's actually, she still wants to maintain her residential permit. She's not operating out of it at the moment. She'd rented a storefront in Boston and is, operating out of that space as needed. I asked her when she's next active in her residential kitchen to contact me and send her my information via email, and she will reach out as needed, and I'll do the permanent inspections at that time.
Awesome.
And then in terms of open ones, I know Giacomo's is completed. The other ones that are open are the training camp, the senior center, Rod and Gun, and Flea Market, as well as Westfield Farm. I don't think any of those are done, in Hub Center School. So if everybody agrees, those are the ones that'll reach out and start scheduling. Rieta wasn't opening their dining room, so they don't have any dining services happening at the moment, right?
But they are serving food.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing the quick stuff. I have a question about the senior center. It had been brought, no one's come forth and asked me, but the town clerk had gotten a question in regards to their yard sale and them doing a bake sale table if they utilize their kitchen with their serve safe members doing the baking using their kitchen that's to be inspected, how we feel about them doing a bake good table at their yard sale. So I'm just I haven't gotten directly asked, but the clerk asked me to look into it.
I mean, if they're going to bake it in the establishment where it's all, serve safe, that's fine. That's actually preferable. Because the alternative is a bake sale where people, it falls under traditional bake sale, which is basically a potluck scenario, that people are bringing items, but it's essentially falls under a potluck.
Right. That was my feeling too, but I wanted to ask everyone first.
Yeah, and I think it's preferable if they do it in the certified kitchen versus at everybody's houses, and then it's because at everyone's houses it becomes a potluck scenario, and there's no way obviously we're going to inspect, and everything is just at your own risk.
Perfect.
They can be encouraged not to make creamy desserts.
Yeah, they definitely.
That would be the main thing. That would be an issue if people make things at home and then bring it. Is that it's a traditional baked good item but not anything creamy, or with pudding or that sort of thing.
Right. I'll make sure they know that.
Yeah.
No creamy. Awesome.
All right, I have my list of the ones that are now open that I can call, and the residentials are basically tabled. I'll follow up with Tina Dixon and call her again, leave another message. And the Hub Center School one, Kathy, I've never done that one, so I don't know.
Yes, I would be glad to go with you once the school's open. Okay,
cool. So we'll schedule that when that's the case. And the rest of them, I think I've actually done. I don't know if I've done the training camp, but I've done the rest of them at some point. So
I haven't even heard if he's operating right now or not. So
yeah, I don't know either. I'll find out when I call and try to schedule. So I'll add that to my to-do list for this week, and I'll have an update in the next meeting for those.
Sounds good.
All right. Next item on the agenda.
Oops, it looks like those two got melded together. It's two items.
Yep, recycle center electricity.
So yes, I put my husband on that task for me. A good quality 1200 output Honda gas generator will run about $900, but they last forever, and they have enough power that they could start refrigerators if we were to, have any concern about starting something of that power.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we can go to a 900 whatever output it is. I forget the units. Can't think of the units. Anyhow, then the price drops to about $500 to $600 for a generator. So I feel like I need to talk to Bella to see if she anticipates any large electronic items that need to be tested or used at the facility. And if not, we'll go ahead and, if it's okay with everyone, get a unit that is about between $500 and $600.
Okay.
That's got a recommendation that, they last forever kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can attest I've had a Honda like that size generator for 15 years.
Yeah, ours is 20 years old and it still runs.
Yep, I have a Honda, and
so I'm leaning to get a Honda. It just depends on the size. That's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
And so we need to approve the amount before we can pick the size, right?
I guess I don't think that we'll be trying to start refrigerators or anything. So I would think the smaller unit would be enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to run some lights in the sheds and some appliances, small appliances potentially. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with a smaller unit. I don't see them taking in large refrigerators, et cetera, because if they don't work, then we have another issue, which is I don't think we have those on the list for recyclables, right? Because they contain Freon.
Correct.
Yep.
So $600, I guess, is my motion to spend, plus or minus tax, sales tax, for a small Honda generator.
And we have we have all that in the budget. We can afford it.
Oh yeah, Bella.
Yeah.
Bella's been rocking it with the scrap metal, so.
All right. So we have a motion to purchase a generator for electricity for the recycle center at $600 plus and minus sales tax. I'll second that motion. Kathy, let's vote from the top.
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
And Kate is a yes. All right, motion passes. And I think that brings us to the next item, which is a Casella organic letter.
Sure. So I emailed or I sent out the letter to Jim Talvey and to Mass DEP, advising that we were requesting that the biomix be tested and all that good stuff. And they got back to me yesterday with the letters that I sent over to you guys. So Jim was a little confused because this was something that he had already had done in July of, or it looks like the testing started in April, but it commenced in July, and it was the same biomix that they were using then that they're going to be using now to continue this project. So he sent over the SWCA, which is a environmental consultant's letter stating that all of the biomix is that was tested is in compliance with our bylaw number 28, and there's nothing that's going to be changed from then to now.
Yeah, as long as they're not going to change the mix, then the 2019 test is valid.
Okay.
My concern, of course, and Vin's concern was that they were not stating clearly that that's what they were going to do.
Right.
So as long as they guarantee to use the same mix, it's fine. If not, we insist that they retest. And I would ask Mallory that you send a follow-up.
I will. Yeah. I'll send a second letter to both of them.
Yeah.
Just stating that we'll accept the 2019, but if there's going to be any changes at all made to the biomix that or sludge, that we get notified and a follow-up review from an independent consultant is done.
Right. We insist that new testing be done. I want that, insist on new testing if they change anything.
Okay.
That's got to be in the letter.
And then given that, what's the next step on the Casella Organic project?
Well, as long as they have said that they're not changing the mix, then I guess that goes in the pile for me to sign off on.
Yeah, I think we just have to write that letter and then it goes to DEP and the rest of the permit is handled through DEP once they have the Board of Health blessing.
So I make a motion that as long as Casella Organics does not change the content mix as done in 2019 for the current project, that we accept their project as they've written it up.
Okay.
All right, I'll second that motion.
Okay.
All in favor? Kathy from the top?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
And Kate is a yes. So the motion passes, and it brings us to the next item on the agenda, which is Title V condos.
I haven't gotten any new condo reports. I did get a letter from Pinecrest saying that they have contacted multiple inspectors and they're just running behind, but they will get us the report as soon as possible.
Okay. And following that is Landfill Research.
So I'm still not finding anything in our records or the vault. I did take Vin's suggestion and I reached out to, his name is Thomas and his last name is Adamskik. I'm probably butchering it, but he works for the Mass DEP and he handles all landfill issues. So he's helping me research back into the 90s to see what they have in their files to give us better insight on what that permit actually said.
Any
but I
questions?
haven't got anything really on it.
Any questions from any board members about Landfill Research? All right, seeing none, moving on to Zoom meetings.
So I had shot over a couple of emails to the school in regards to us holding meetings in the cafeteria, and I hadn't heard back from anyone. So I shot another email over to Ryan, who was out on active military duty for the last 2 weeks, so he's just getting back into the swing of things now. And what he does, he reached out to legal, and legal advised him that we can have in-person meetings as long as we are sustaining the 6 feet distance and we're wearing masks and all that good stuff. They did warn that at an in-person meeting, there can't be more than 8 in attendance, including the Board of Health. So if all 5 of us and myself are there, that's 6. If we have to have it recorded so that it can be put on broadcasted through the YouTube, that's 7, because usually they send over a live person to video record. So that means if 1 or 2 other people don't show up or show up, that we have to just shut our meeting down because we can't tell someone that they're not invited or that they can't be there. So I just put this on the agenda because Ryan said if we want to do in-person meetings, we have to vote and kind of take on the rule that if there's 8 or more, then we shut it down. But he wants a vote, an official vote, if that's what we want to do. And then if not, we have to decide how we want to continue these meetings. If that makes sense. That was a lot of talking.
Nope,
That makes perfect sense. You said it very well.
Thank you.
Kathy, what do you think?
So in that 8-person limit, can you have one person come in and step out, the next one wait for sign-in time to participate, and then step out?
I didn't ask that.
That allow you to stay under the 8-person limit?
I can check on that. The only the thing that popped in my head was like last meeting we had our engineer, a peer engineer, and then a homeowner. So if something like that happens, then we would have to definitely close our meeting down, and that would delay their repairs by another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I can follow up and ask about the coming and going if we did like a sign in, sign out thing. Because that I didn't even think of that scenario when I got my few minutes with Ryan yesterday. So
I would like to table any firm action to continue Zoom at least one more meeting until we know what variable settings we could possibly arrange to meet those requirements.
Okay. I can do that.
So we'll continue as is until we can know if there's a way to meet that requirement of only 8 in a room at once.
Yeah. Okay. I will follow up with Ryan and see if he can reach out to the attorney tomorrow for me as well.
Okay. And any unexpected items? I have one.
We just skipped over a new business budget. So I put it in there, the turnovers. Yeah, I don't know what happened when it uploaded. It looks like it melded some stuff together, but I just had 2 turnovers. One was from Bella's.
Oh, we lost you, Mallory.
Right. So I see the cash of 302, which is probably from Bella's Recycling.
Mm-hmm.
Account.
So Mallory, we lost you on that.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
That went into our general funds, the 80-20 split funds. So 20% came to us and then 80 went to the general. That's all I got for that. And there was no bills paid. We haven't had anything come in.
Okay. Anybody have questions on the content of the budget or the turnovers? All right. Seeing none. Any other items on the agenda that I missed?
I don't see any.
Okay. So under new or unexpected, I want to talk briefly about scheduling. When is our next meeting, Mallory?
Our next meeting is
the 8th? September 8th is the second Tuesday.
Okay. That's what I thought. So I'll be traveling that day, just to give you guys a heads up. I will not be available for that meeting. I am going to give you my opinion now. If we come to a vote on Zoom meetings, I vote to keep them, especially since I'm going to be quarantined for 2 weeks after September 8th.
Gotcha.
I didn't hear what you said. Are you traveling?
I am traveling, so I won't be available on the 8th.
Okay.
But that's all I had. Anybody else have any open or unexpected subjects? All right. Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
Anybody want tomatoes? Changing subjects.
I can't give my tomatoes away. I have a whole counter and 3 buckets full, and if I make any more sauce, I think my kids are going to protest to move out.
Yeah, we have 1,000 cherry tomatoes all over our kitchen.
All right, so
in my farm store. My son-in-law picked 89.5 pounds yesterday, and I picked 80 pounds.
Well,
anyway,
I'll volunteer to make sauce, Kathy. All right. I'm going to make a motion to close at 7:04.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.